Think of the Detroit Lions, and you think of defense. But in 1967, a new image was imprinted on opponents and fans alike. Along with their usual punishing defense, a new breed of cats brought ground power into the picture. Number 24, Mel Farr, is the newest Lion and head coach Joe Schmidt's attack. And it made little difference if he chose to run inside or outside. He was equally adept at both. The Lions finished the '67 season as the National Football League's third leading rushing team, with over 1,900 yards to their credit. Each time they ran the ball, they gained an average of 4 yards. Their per-game average of over 136 yards was also the third best in the league. The season wasn't even 10 minutes old when number 20, rookie Lem Barney, shocked the partisan Packer backers with a 24-yard interception for the Lions' first score of the season. The defense received a singular ovation from Coach Joe Schmidt. The Packers were apparently still dazed by Barney's blow when Wayne Walker executed a picture-perfect onside kick. Inside Packer territory, quarterback Milt Plum called on scrappy Pat Studstill. Mel Farr follows number 75, John Gordy's block to the Packer 15. Immediately, Plum goes for the strike. In the midst of 3 defenders, veteran Ron Kramer hauls in Plum's bullet for an apparent score. A holding penalty nullifies the effort. Green Bay goes on the attack, or so they thought. In this one quarter, Starr had more passes intercepted than in the entire '66 season, including this touchdown saver by Tommy Vaughn. It was the relentless Lions rush that precipitated Starr's frustration. Number 53, Mike Lucci, was the recipient of one of Starr's 4 misguided missiles. It was Karras, Rush, Clark, Lucci and company that handled the world champs like anything but world champs. Veteran Bruce Maher grabbed his first intercepted pass of the season and raced into Packer territory. With the die cast, number 87, John Henderson found himself in the Packers' midst with a first down. A gaping hole is ripped into the Packer defense, and Mel Farr zips through to the 5. Farr is nailed at the line of scrimmage, but an obvious Packer indiscretion moves the ball closer. From 3 yards out, Amos Marsh slices into the end zone for the Lions' 17th point. After a third period Packer score, Starr bombed the Lions with his 53-yard hookup to Jim Grabowski. Charlie Bradshaw takes a well-earned breather as the Packers continue their offensive. But it was this 84-yard Starr to Pitts pass play that almost put the Pack in the win column. Only number 44, Dick LeBeau, saved the day and the tie. With less than a minute and a half remaining, the Packers settled for 3 points off the toe of Don Chandler. We had them on the hook, and let them off, said Coach Joe Schmidt, who left Green Bay satisfied but disappointed. 6'4", 250-pound Larry Hahn anchors the Lions' defensive line. His aggressive, head-knocking style has become a trademark all his own. Against the Cardinals, Hahn became the league's first defensive lineman in 5 years to score on an intercepted pass. With an assist from number 78, Darius McCord, Larry Hahn intercepted his second touchdown pass in 2 weeks, a feat never before accomplished by a defensive lineman in the history of the National Football League. When defensive linemen are mentioned, the conversation always centers on this man. Number 71, Alex Karras, plays his position, as many say, it has never been played before. Even double-teamed, Karras is just too strong to be denied his prize. Tom Nowitzki is watching the man who filled the shoes of Roger Brown. It's number 82, Jerry Rush. In his third year as a pro, Rush was everything his coaches knew he'd be as a starter. When the Cleveland Browns came to Tiger Stadium, they wasted little time in exposing their explosive attack with a first-period Ryan to Warfield bomb. Mel Farr is cat-quick Andy Lucy. He plays with the little hurts, like a broken nose suffered in the opening game against the Packers. In a perfect protective cup formed by Bradshaw, Flanagan, Walton, and Scholes, Plum hits Tommy Watkins, who displays his balanced form. Later in the season, rookie Bill Cottrell will be called upon to replace the injured Scholes. No efficiency will be lost. Plum calls on Watkins again, this time up the middle for 9. This is the first of 2 touchdowns Watkins will score today, as he'll enjoy his best day as a pro. In the midst of the offensive heroics, the defense continued to play their second effort type game. Down 14-10 at the half, the Lions will end today's game with more yards rushing than in any game in 7 years. Milt Plum's pass protection has been almost flawless. He has ample time to hit number 25, Pat Studstill, to start the second half barrage. It's a screen to Mel Farr, but the circle's on number 75, John Gordy. Gordy obliterates the cornerback to further Farr's advance. This is one of 5 receptions by number 81, Bill Malinchek. Malinchek gained 88 yards against the Browns to equal his entire 1966 production. From 5 yards out, Plum flips to Farr, who is uncontested in the right flat. The Lions lead for the first time, 17-14. The Browns will not score again today. Part of the reason is number 20, rookie Lem Barney. Tommy Watkins will end the day with 115 yards gained rushing. He gave the credit to his offensive line like any good runner does. But his determination had something to do with it, too. Farr and Gordy's blocks enable Watkins to dive inside for his second score of the day and an increased Lions lead. The attack keeps rolling on a plumb to Farr toss, good for a first down deep in Brown's territory. Tom Nowatzki pulls up the middle for the final blow as the Lions romp over the Browns 31-14. After 3 successive losses, the Lions met the Atlanta Falcons. No sooner did they have their helmets in place when Lem Barney picked off a Knopfsinger pass and scampered 45 yards into the end zone. We spotlight center Ed Flanagan. He picks up the blitz by all-pro middle linebacker Tommy Novus to give Carl Sweetan plenty of time to hit setback Tom Nowatzki, who easily outraces the pursuing Falcons to the flag. It's instant touchdown. And this time, Bill Malinchak goes between the 2 defenders for the Lions' 24th point and second victory of the season. There may have been some Alex Karras fans in San Francisco, but John Brody wasn't one of them. Brody got to see a lot more of the Lions than he planned on. Under extreme pressure, it was no wonder that Mike Lucci was able to put the Lions into an early lead with this interception. The offense was fine-tuned too. Carl Sweetan speared Ron Kramer to get the first drive underway. Next, it was Gale Cogdill loose on a down and out. Sweetan's nifty fake freezes the defense as he rolls left to the 12. Farr receives resistance at the goal, but he's able to pull in for a 14-0 lead. Until today, only Willie Mays was known for his one-hand grabs in San Francisco. Lem Barney won't be forgotten soon after this circus catch. Barney's interception set up a Sweetan to Jim Gibbons combination, good for penetration to the 49ers' 13. Tom Nowatzki drags 2 49ers the last 4 yards to widen the gap to 24-3. Mike Lucci's second interception of the day is a result of his mate's hard rush and his all-out effort. Sweetan takes advantage of the setup quickly by firing to Tom Nowatzki for the score. Number 63, Chuck Walton, pulls left and leads the way for Amos Marsh, who blows in for 6 more. Rookie Steve Spurrier is welcomed into the fray by number 44, Dick LeBeau. On the attack again, Sweet Ann calls on number 45, Bobby Phelps, who scoots to the pie. The slick-faking Sweet Ann crosses up the 49ers again as he bootlegs in for the final tally of the day. The 45-3 romp is the Lions' largest margin of victory ever in a regular season game. A 5-7-2 season has to have its moments of frustration. This missed tackle against strong Roman Gabriel of the Rams cost dearly. Head coach Joe Schmidt was the most successful first-year coach in the league in 1967. The Lions are a young team, and while a young team will supply thrills, they'll also supply their share of surprises. It's doubtful if this flea flicker is even in the Lions' playbook. The Lions would like to forget it. The 67 Lions were second in affording quarterback protection. The few breakdowns hurt dearly, however. The Lions were able to handle the Minnesota Vikings, but they couldn't handle the pigskin. To Detroit fell the dubious distinction of tying a single game record of 10 fumbles. 2 of those fumbles came on this one play alone. The Lions reversed roles when they visited New York. Tommy Watkins put the offense in excellent field position by returning the opening kickoff 44 yards. Statistically, Carl Sweet Ann was far down the league's list of quarterbacks at the start of this game. His play selection looks first-rate on this call as he spots Amos Marsh for 6 and an early first-period score. It was perhaps Tarkenton's longest day as a Giant. In the first half against the rush of Karras, Hand, Walker and company, the New York Scrambler will complete only 1 of 11 passes for a net of minus 34 yards. His final game stats will show 3 for 16 and a paltry 48 yards. When the offense took control, they matched the defensive heroics. Convoyed by Flanagan and Walton, Mel Farr moved into Giant territory. Set back by penalties, Sweet Ann directed a neat play-action 52-yard bomb to Gale Cogdill. Lions 21, Giants nothing at the half. The third quarter found Tarkenton pursued by his blue tormentors. Sometimes he eluded their grasp, but his flight was a portent of looming errors, like this interception by Lem Barney. Morrow entered in relief of the beleaguered Tarkenton. The results remained the same. Even a short swing pass went for a loss due to expert Detroit diagnosis. Morrill couldn't run or pass, and Bruce Maher saw to it that he didn't punt either. Rookie Frank Gallagher made what he thought was a 6-point dive, but the ref ruled the degree of difficulty to be only worth 2 points. With less than 9 minutes remaining, all Detroit wanted to do was run out the clock. Mel Farr tried to do just that on this one play. This was the longest run of the day, but unfortunately, it went into the record books as a 13-yard loss. Ironically, Farr finished the season just 12 yards short of the all-time Detroit rushing record. Sweetan made the game's genuine longest run on this 18-yard sprint. On the run, Sweetan spots Farr, and Marvelous Mel legs it to the 10. Watkins plunges in for the final score, and the Lions have beaten the Giants for the first time in 14 years in Yankee Stadium, 30-7. In the first meeting between these two teams in '67, Mel Farr gained an NFL season high of 197 yards rushing, 1 yard short of the single-game Lions record. In this game, the total offense of both teams will be limited to just under 200 yards. The second quarter started with Lem Barney as the star. Barney's first interception was the game's first score. Bruce Maher's block at the 10 eliminated the last Viking pursuers, and Barney scored unmolested. Barney's third interception of the game set up the final Lions score. Lem picked off a total of 10 passes during the season, which tied him for the league honor in that department. Sweetan rolls left and hits Tommy Watkins at the goal, and the Lions finish their season with a 14-3 triumph. The circle and jarring block are on rookie linebacker Paul Newmont. Despite the upending block, Newmont makes the play and gets his man. The Detroit plans for the future are built around their rookies and young players. This youngster, Lem Barney, was the surprise of the season to everyone except the coaches who drafted him off the campus of Jackson State. Barney broke into the big time at what is considered the most difficult position to succeed, cornerback. When the word gets out to stay away from a rookie's area of coverage, you know you have a special player. The rookie's rookie in 1967 was Mel Farr, voted the Rookie of the Year. Farr carried the bulk of the Lions' attack in his smooth, fluid strides. Farr tied as the Lions' leading scorer with Tom Nowatzki. He led the Lions in rushing and receiving, and some say he was the league's best scrambler. In 1968, Farr, Barney, and Newmont will return, along with former Notre Dame All-American Nick Eddy. The player draft yielded a nucleus of talent comparable to last year's picks. The common denominator among the pros is leadership. In Coach Joe Schmidt, the Lions have more than their share.